J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this a buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the graves. Never gon' fumble it, I get the bag and I run with it. Gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse, I am not impressed. I don't need a rash, coming in with blast, then you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and the hits apply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread. I got the bread and I got the juice.
How's it, everyone? Welcome back to another interview. Today we have Jenaine. I don't know if you guys maybe have seen his car before, but that was on the Lovemore show. That is where I saw it. I think you've won both years.
Yeah.
That was in the top 10 or top 5? Or?
Yeah, in 2022, I won Best Wheel. And in 2023, I was in the top 10.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hand over to Jenaine quickly. I don't want to put him on the spot here, but just to discuss basically, so I'll just pop a couple of questions in between. And where your story started with the Tazz. I think first and foremost, maybe let's just start by why a Tazz.
Okay, so basically my first car as a student was a Tazz, a silver Tazz. But by that time I was living in PE Slam City, it was static. And I was driving the car low, so it was scraping at the bottom and so. And when I moved to Cape Town, I lifted the car up a bit, came this side with the car, and I was involved in a small fender bender. But after I fixed the car, it was a silver Tazz. It wasn't the same basically anymore. So then I bought the white one. It was stock standard. But because the Tazz is, I don't know if the people know Zama back in the days from Slam City. The lowest car in Slam City. He won all the low limbos. And when I saw that car, I knew Tazz and Toyota. Reliability. I always drive with the car down to Slam City.
So you drive with a car like this?
I drive to all the shows. I've been to Lapo 2022 and 2023, and I went to a bully show, and also to Stan's GQ, and I drove with the car.
Sure, that's very
nice.
Then
I just put the wheels in my roof box, and I drive down. Okay. This car I've never seen a trailer since I've owned it.
Okay. So tell me the difference. So you come from a static background, and I know a lot of the PE guys is die-hard static guys. I mean, if I look at Jared Beaton, that man is die-hard static.
Scrape.
We are in the group together, the YouTubers group together, and Jared is always like, fuck bags, man. It's like
I know that one is a die-hard.
He's die-hard static. But in terms of setup, what you have as a suspension on the car. So coming back to my question, how is it for you coming from a static background to air suspension?
Okay, in terms of static is nice. It's also more reliable in terms of no leaks, no back pops and tears and all that. But there's only one limitation. That is in terms of the traffic patrol and all that. You must know you can't daily your car low, especially here in Cape Town. So in PE, it's nice to have a static car. You drive low and all that. But coming to Cape Town, you can't drive.
Much stricter, yeah.
Yeah, it's much stricter. So when I came here, I never drove my car low because I was scared. That's why I went back. But also, back more in terms of you can play with your boot display. You have a tank, your compressors and all that. So it's more in terms of how you can display it in terms of show purposes. But static is nice for driving low and taking your rollers and all that. But it's more on impounding and the laws basically.
So in terms body wise, I can see there's a lip on. You've blacked out the grill here.
Yes.
So just take me through the car quickly. Basically, what you have done on the outside. Let's maybe start with the exterior first.
Okay, with the exterior, the car was white when I bought it. Obviously, it didn't have a lip on, and also the bumper was white. So I blacked out the grill. I put the STI color-coded lip on. And also on the side, I have the Conquest side skirts.
Okay.
It's also color-coded. And I also have aftermarket Webasto sunroof and a Conquest boot spoiler.
Okay.
So that is what I did. Exterior also now, almost now, my wide wheels. That's what I basically did.
So
the exterior.
I see there's nice camber at the back there. How many J is the front and the back wheels?
Okay, my front wheels is a 7.5J with a 1-inch lip, and my rear wheels are 8J with a 2-inch lip. But how I got that wheel to stand out so wide is a 25 more half-centric spacer.
Okay.
So I push out the wheel with the spacer, and then I put in the camber to make it poke lekker.
So this is the 20 valve blade wheels that was stepped up.
Yes, it's the 15-inch 20 valve blade wheels. So I bought the wheels by Shaba, brand new. Then I took it to Mr. Sumo in Peril. And when I went there, we put the wheels on the car to air it out and see how wide we must step into. You have that 2 fender fitment, and on the inside, not to touch the bags when you drive.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was step from a 15 to a 16-inch, and from a 6J to 7.5 in front, and a 8J at the rear. So 6 to 8 and 6 to 7.5.
Okay. So for those that don't know, Sumo does basically almost 80% of Cape Town's custom wheels.
Yes, 80% of the custom wheels, stepped wheels, and also some 3-piece wheels as well.
So yeah, Sumo basically delved into split, custom split setups also now. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the features we've done on these cars, especially with the Audi, the BMW, the 350Z of JD. That man had like I think 12.5 or 13J port at the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sumo's got quite a bit of influence here on the Cape Town scene when it comes to widening and custom wheels. But in terms, so that is basically the wheel setup. In terms of interior, let's just maybe before we go to the boot setup, maybe let's just start with the interior itself and who has done it. I think you said it's the same guy that did Lorenzo's?
Yes, the same guy that did Jane Doe's interior in terms of seats and in terms of the material. So it's HPK upholsteries, so they did my seats and my door panels and also my roof lining and my steering wheels, and they also made me a small armrest. So that's what they did for the interior. So I had a bit of what's the color now? Interesting. It is a bit of a burnt orange going towards a camel color. So I have that on with a little bit of suede.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody will redo the interior mostly, but as you guys can see on this guy's car, he even did his baby seat.
Yes, that's what I missed out. So I have a small girl, so when I put in the baby, the car,
it clashed with the colors.
It clashes with the colors, and it was black and red. And I thought, no man. And she always sometimes go with me to the shows. So I thought, nah, let's also drive in style, man. So I also took the baby seat to HPK, and I asked him, can you pull it off? And he told me, nah, don't worry. I was probably there for a few days, got it back, and it was perfect.
So he does roof lining, interior work. Does he do carpentry also?
Yes, so he does the seats interior, the door panels, the roof lining, the carpet, and I know he also did a little bit of, not the boot display, but also
there's a guy pulling it.
I was like, and I knew when we were going to sit here, there's always pulling up here. Yeah, but anyway, so he also does boots. Not boot displays, but covers your boot on the inside also with material. He can basically cover anything with material. Dashboards. He actually wanted to cover my roof box Put my interior
in the inside of the roof box.
on the outside. And
On
I
the
told him,
outside?
yo, that's a bit too far now. So we can cover anything. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I need to find some tips there, because as you guys have seen in my previous videos, I have a bit of a leak. So my roof lining is a bit messed up and my carpets is messed up. So I think after we fix the roof, it's like a man weet aan die as te groot. So I think I'm gonna give HPK a visit for my carpentry and my roof lining, because that is obviously going to have to go hand in hand with the roof that's gonna get fixed. So now that we've covered the interior, tell us a bit more about the boot display that you've got going on.
Okay, yeah, with the boot display, so when I did the air on the car, I didn't have a boot display. Q-beams did the air, so it was a normal setup, just the thing with the compressors mounted on the floor. So when I went to my first Love show, I went with a standard boot, just like that. And for the second time, I thought, okay, now I'm going to spice things up. Is when I did the interior in the boot. So with the boot, basically, I went to sound dynamics. So what I did, because I have a long tank, with 2 compressors and my management and my view 4 block. So they played with it. So what they did, they matched the boot display theme with the inside of the interior.
Okay.
And they did a little bit of LED lights here and there, but not too much. Just to keep it simple but nice. And also when you look at the boot display, there's like a sentiment where you won't still checking the corners. You'll just be concentrating on the center.
So it's basically all focus when people...
All focus, yeah. There's no side things that's going to distract you. When you look to the boot, okay, yeah, this is what I see. Okay, nice. So
Okay.
yeah, basically, yeah.
So you say you've got a long tank. What size tank in terms of liters is that basically?
I think it's 16 now. I'm not running blank. It's a 2-gallon tank, I think.
Okay.
2-gallon tank. It's a seamless tank.
Seamless tank, okay.
Yeah, because you get the steel tank and a seamless tank. The steel tank, usually the water, man, it gets a little bit of rust and it goes into your system.
Oh, okay.
With the seamless tank, no rust and all that. And I also don't have water traps. I have a water drainage pipe.
Yeah.
So I drain it into bucket.
So that is one thing that I never knew that you need to do on the air suspension. I always thought the people fit air suspension in car. I didn't know, like, Fabian is a bit more clued up when it comes to this stuff. So when I found out the other day, I think it's 2 or 3 months ago, someone was talking about they have water in that tank and they explained that you have to drain that tank every couple of months. You have to drain it. So it's always good to learn these things. Like, I mean, you know, we are basically mostly into stance cars, but because of that 6 year sabbatical I was out that I spoke about earlier, that there's a lot of things that I need catching up on. Because I know a lot about coilovers and stuff, but when it comes to air, Fabian is more the expert there than me. Engine wise, still stock?
Still stock. When I bought the car had something like 120,000 k's in the clock.
Sure, that's low.
It's low, so I bought it, and I know why I didn't do a motor swap yet is because I drive the car a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of guy that's going to park the car away for 2 months, even one whole week. I enjoy the car. So in terms of reliable, I kept it standard, and also it's light on fuel. When I drive down to PE for a show, one tank, because this is a 60 liter tank, I think. Fill it up, one tank and I'm there. So maybe I'll think about it in the future, but for now, because I drive the car to the shows, it's still stock standard 1.3.
1.3, okay. Future plans of the car. So I know you said engine is probably going to be one of them, but what is the future plans on the car for you?
Okay, in terms of the future plans, obviously I'm going to touch the interior a bit more. So in the coming months, I have it planned. So I'm going to do a change on the interior. and then I'm also gonna do an upgrade on the boot split. But going forward, say 1 year or 2 years, I would like to do a big seat delete.
Okay.
But because I have a daughter,
Ah.
I must still see how I'm gonna go around it,
Yeah.
because the car seat must still stay in the car.
Ah.
So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do with it. And also wheels. I've had this wheel on for a while now. I think for about 2 years,
Yeah.
or 1.5 years. So I would like to do a wheel change,
Mm-hmm.
not a custom split, a nice split wheel with a Toyota OEM face.
Okay.
I would like to do something like that, but a 16-inch. That would be my future plans, and also the engine swap. I would love that, but for now, I'm gonna keep it on 1.3.
So engine swap wise, what is your thoughts at 20 valve or Ranex motor, RSI?
It's a bit, yeah. Look, I have friends that's more into motors. I'm not really into motors and sound. I'm
Yeah.
more into stance, how the car looks and all
Yeah.
that. So I have different comments, 20 valve,
Ah.
single beams, Ranex. But I would like is a beams, maybe a single
Yeah.
beams, because it's like a hard motor swap.
Ah.
Won't someone give you problems, because I can't do a motor swap from a 1.3 that never gave me any issues
Ah.
to a motor that will probably drive the car hard and so
Yeah.
so I would like a beams, but we'll see what.
Ja, the moment you start with that motor swap, dan begin die voet jig, joh.
Ja, no, daar is het dan. So for now, 1.3, my feet don't itch,
Yeah.
it cruise. Ik alone.
So, I think that's in future plans. I think, what is the best memory you have of the car?
I'm gonna tell now my best memory that I have with the car.
Wacht eens, was nog een man wat daar trek nou in die achtergrond. Hulle moet 'n reistrek opmaak.
Yes, ja. Ons is lief hier in Noordpyn om so te trek. I probably have two best memories of this car. So when I baked the car, it Q-beams. We baked the car before. It's also a show that happened in 2021. I think it was summer camp. It's
That was also in PE.
Yes, that's also a, how can I say, it's also Dopers Inc. that also organizes Love. So I went down for that show, but because it's special is I baked the car the week before the show.
A week before the
A
show.
week before the show.
And you drove up with the car
And I
like
drove down and I got the car from Quentin with Q-beams and I told him, brother, I'm driving down to PE. I think I got the car and I just had it for 3 days and then I drove down to PE. But luckily Quentin, the back the car also went
he
to PE.
also go up here.
So we were probably just a few, say 20-30 kilometers apart. So if there was any issues, he's there. But since then, no issues. So I drove down with the car and that was special because I thought, you know, bags and people talk, bags are unreliable.
Yeah, I hear the stories like the people, they don't want to take chances driving up with
No,
bags,
man.
like long trips. So I know Fabian made a trip with his son's car. I think Quentin also the week before they went to Lovemore, he was
Yes.
busy sorting the lines and stuff
I
out.
saw that, yeah, and then he went to the
So,
car.
I mean, they drove up fine. I mean, if you look at JTech, that man is racing a 10-second car on air suspension.
On air suspension, yeah.
And overseas, we've also seen it where the guys are playing around now with the rear. They bag the rear, they've got coilovers in front, so when they do their whole shot, when they pull away, they just lift it slightly to stiffen up the rear, and then they get a better, I think a 60 foot, but the guys are still afraid to take that chance here because in the beginning, let me rather say a couple of years ago when air suspension just came out in South Africa, people were experimenting with stuff, man, and they didn't have the experience, how can I say it, and people, based on what happened in 2010 or 2011, people now keep that at the back of their head and say, nah, but air suspension is this. The other times, it's where people caught on shit with the stuff, and people pop the bag because it's rubbing against the coilover, or not
on the rim.
on the rim,
That's most of the cases.
and then the whole fenders in and everything is bent, and the people is like, yeah, but air suspension is shit, you should have had coilovers.
That's when you see the pictures online and you assume the bag pop, but the guys don't buy the proper tie or offset.
Yes.
And
So
that's
whenever
when it
you
happens.
do a custom wheel setup, you need to take into account
Yes.
your offset. You know, how far is it away from the wheel's lip touching on the bag, or how far is it from the other part of the suspension. So a lot of people don't take that into account.
Yeah, and I think that's why.
Your bag's not supposed to rub against any part of the suspension or the body. If it goes down, so that is why a lot of people do it. Before they do the fitment, cars head out, they check all the diameters and clearances and stuff, and then when they air it out, they also check that also, because I think when the bag goes down, it extends a bit slightly.
Yeah, especially your sleeve bags at the rear. Yeah. So when it is out, it goes a bit slack. And when it is up, it goes like a tight. So you must take that into account.
So what do you have in here? Do you have bellows in, or do you have sleeves?
I have bellows in front and I have sleeves at the rear, because I think for my car, in terms of bellows, don't fit at the rear because the space. Yeah, so, but I haven't had any issues. I drove this car to PE, to be honest, more than 10 times.
And that's good. That's
without any issue on the road. So that's why I say, for me, air suspension, reliability, all depends on your equipment and the quality and how it was installed.
And how you maintain it, obviously. A lot of guys
Maintenance,
just bag it and they don't worry about, like I explained earlier, I didn't know about the draining of the water from the tank. So guys, you need to make sure, like you service your engine and your suspension, you need to service your air suspension also at the end of the day. The stuff is made to last, yes, but it's not made to last for 5 or 10 years. You have to service at least 2 years or 1 year.
I would say it all depends on the kilometers you drive. So like I drive a lot with the car, so I would probably do it every 6 months or so. But in terms of drainage, I would do it, say, once a month or so. And I drain the water out. And I also like to clean out my view for block.
Okay.
I take it out today because sometimes there's a bit of dampness. So when you open and close the bag, you'll see, hey, this one bag is not closing and it's leaking. And it's dampness that is keeping that. I think it's there's the stingy that go up and down when you air up and out. Up and down. So the dampness keeps it from closing properly. That's when you have leaks. You must look for leaks. So I don't want us to look,
Well, that's good. But yeah, like we said, like air suspension has gotten such a bad rep. But if done right, I mean, like I've mentioned earlier, there's many proof. This man drove up almost 10 times now to PE. Fabian drove up with Jordan's car. JP, JTech, that man is racing with air suspension. A lot of guys I know personally doesn't have issues with air suspension. It's just how you maintain it. If you look after your car is going to look after you at the end of the day. But yeah, we going to, I just want to see how far we in. Okay, that is probably going to be a lot I have to walk on, but we're going to head off to some cinematics now. Thank you, Jenaine, for meeting with us. I know Fabian is the usual character behind here. I hope I satisfied everybody's questions that was there that needed to be answered. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to know about, pop questions in the comments. We'll answer it as much as possible. I'll probably just message you if there's something I don't know. I'll pop it in the comments. But yeah, we're gonna head off to cinematics now, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.